Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Hi friends, make sure that you subscribe and you like this video, and also press the bell because the bell will let you know when a new video comes out. If you love Heidi, Cherry and Vaya, make sure that you go to the link below and you join the Patreon group. Then you'll be part of the Cat Club and you'll get 3 exclusive stories every month for just $7 a month. I hope you enjoy the meditation. I love you. Bye. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Are you ready to get super quiet and still in your bed? Try not to whittle around. Make sure you get all of the fidgets out so you can relax your body and let go of your busy day. Heidi, Cherry and Vaya were so excited. They just arrived at Ella and William's house. Ella and a little brother, William, were Heidi, Cherry and Vaya's bestest friends. They loved going over there because Ella had such great creative imagination and William was always so fun. But they especially were excited about being there today because Ella had set things up on the back garden, so it was kind of like a fair. There were different booths that they could go to. One of the booths had crystals on it. Vaya was very happy because Vaya's been into crystals lately. Another one of the booths was all about Star Wars, the different characters, and all about different stories. William was going to run that booth because he knew a lot about Star Wars, and, he would be perfect for it. He got all of his Star Wars toys and characters out there on a table, and that looked really interesting. Ella was especially excited about her astrology table. She'd learnt a lot about astrology, and she was ready to read all of the cats. Cherry wanted to go first. Cherry said, "OMG, Ella, when you first said astrology, I was like, what is astrology? What is it? I mean, is it like is it like, I don't know, like a supermarket trolley that does something like to do with your bottom? That's what I was thinking." And then I was like, no, because why would Ella have a booth with like supermarket trolleys on it? All to do with different things that you sit your bum down on, and anyway, yeah. Everyone laughed because Cherry's crazy. And then Ella explained, no, that your astrology was all about like your specific sign. Ella told everyone that astrology is all about your particular sign. Your sign is connected to the day that you were born and the month that you were born, and that determines what sign you are, and there's 12 signs in the zodiac. Cherry said, "Why are there 12? Why is there not like, I don't know, 4? Ella said, "It's because there's 12 months in a year, and depending on the month that you're born, that determines what sign you'll be in the zodiac signs." "Oh," said Cherry, "I get it." "Well, I don't, but anyway, I want to go first. Ella had laid out a cloth over a small table with 2 chairs on it, one on one side and one on the other. In the middle, she put a crystal ball. That looked very intriguing. She thought that looked really cool because that seems to be like what they always do when you see a fortune teller or a palm reader or, I don't know. It just looked like it fit. So she put a crystal ball in the middle of the table and then she laid other crystals around it. And then she asked Cherry to sit across from her. Cherry said, "What's this thing in the middle?" Ella said, "It's a crystal ball." Cherry said, "Oh, what does that mean?" Ella said, "Well, if you look into the crystal ball, sometimes you can get images of the future or images of a story about a person's past, or sometimes you'll get like visions of different things that might be connected to that person." Cherry said, "OMG, Ella, you're so awesome. You're so cool. Can you tell me what's going to happen next week when I go to that party? Because I'd be really excited about that party. Yeah, Heidi, you know that one that we're going to next week? You know, the pool party that we're going to next week? I've been so excited about it. But I don't know which bikini to wear. And maybe Ella can have a look in her crystally ball and she can tell me which bikini to wear, right, Ella?" Ella said, "Well, I'm not sure if it quite works like that, Cherry, but we can maybe take a look. But first of all, let's do your astrology." Cherry just instinctively put her paws out on the table as if Ella was going to read her palms. And Ella grabbed a hold of her little paws, held them in her hands, and then closed her eyes and said, "I think, Cherry, that you are a Gemini." Cherry gulped. She'd heard that before. Then she remembered she finally got the message of what astrology was, because she knew she was a Gemini, but she didn't quite understand the concept of what Ella was talking about because, it's like, it sounds a bit complex. But then when she said, right then, in that moment when she said, "Cherry, I think you're a Gemini, and Gemini is actually what Cherry is," she said, "OMG! You're like a wickedy witch. You're like so powerful and knowing. What's them people called that like, I don't know, that like, what are they? Those people that can talk to spirits." Heidi was over Cherry's shoulder and Heidi said, "Are you talking about mediums?" Cherry said, "Oh, yeah, that's it. Ella's like a medium. She's like a medium. She knew my star sign." Ella said, "Well, it's not really that complex, Cherry, because I know your birthday." And Cherry said, "OMG, you are psychic. You know my birthday?" Ella said, "Yeah, I know everyone's birthday. I've known you for a long time, Cherry. We're best friends." Cherry said, "Oh, I'm sorry. For a minute there, I thought you were looking in your crystally ball, and you were telling me something like super, super psychic. I forgot you knew my birthday." "That's right. Yeah, we've had birthday parties together." "Yeah, I'm so silly. Anyway, yeah, so, all right then. So if I'm a Gemini, tell me a bit about myself. What do Geminis like, or what do Geminis do?" Ella said, "Well, Gemini is the one where they have like two faces, two aspects of themselves. So sometimes you can be like one person, and then sometimes you could be like another person. But these are like really two strong personalities about yourself. Also, Geminis think a lot. Like you think all the time." Cherry said, Oh, gosh, Ella. Ella, it's so true. It's so true. I think so much because I'm so intelligent. I mean, I'm so cool. I'm so funny. I'm so, confident. I'm so clever. I'm so, thinker. I'm such a think box. I'm a thinking box. I think all day, right? I'm thinking of, solutions. I'm thinking of, problems. I'm thinking of, I don't know, stories. I'm thinking of, changing the world. I'm thinking all the time. I'm thinking. I didn't know that was because I was a Gemini. Ella said, Well, yeah, now you know. That's what's really cool about astrology signs is you get to know about yourself a little bit more. Ella told Cherry that she was a Virgo, and Virgos are very, very good at dissecting everything. They dive deep into all the details about things. Ella said, that's probably why I'm really good at astrology. Cherry said, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to go hang out with William because I want to play. I want to play with all his stuff because I only just watched Star Wars last week. For the first time. William, can you believe it? William looked horrified at the fact that Cherry had only just learned all about Star Wars. Cherry said, William, you need to tell me all about it. Cherry got up and walked over to where William was on his little table with all of his Star Wars characters, his Star Wars Lego and stuff like that. She sat down and started playing with him. Next, Heidi sat down. Heidi was a Cancer. Ella told Heidi all about the fact that she feels things. She's very sensitive, very in tune, very intuitive. But she can also be shy and reserved and just want to hide in her shell. Vaya turned out to be a Libra, and Libras are the ones that balance everything, which made total sense to Vaya. She looked at Ella and said, oh my, that's what I do all the time between Heidi and Cherry. I try and make the situation as pleasant as possible. And I try and keep things all even and balanced. That's such a good word for me. Balanced. I am balanced. I feel balanced most of the time. Thank you so much, Ella. And then she went over to the crystal table. Ella told her she would be over there shortly. She needed to tell Tucker and Leo, who turned up about 20 minutes after the cats did, all about their signs. Tucker was a Pisces. Leo was a Scorpio. You wouldn't think Leo would be a Scorpio. Scorpios are normally quite fiery and passionate about things, but the thing about astrology signs is that you can be on one end of the sign versus on the other, which means even though Scorpios are very passionate, they desire. Sometimes you could be someone that's a Scorpio that has very little desire. And that's what you need to work on during your lifetime. Finding desire in the world. So yeah, Ella explained that to Leo, and Leo totally understood. He didn't have that much desire in his world. Except for Sasha, the little dog that he'd met next door while they were there on vacation. She made him feel desire. But everything else about the world was just quite irritating, brought him out in hives, except for Sasha. Tucker couldn't care less about his astrology sign. Oh, that's lovely, Ella. But for me, right now, I think I'd like to go over to this table of Williams that has panda bears on it because I like panda bears. You know, sometimes I like to eat panda bears. Well, actually, that's not true because I've never had the opportunity. The only time, right, that I've seen a panda bear was in the zoo, and it was behind like a situation where I couldn't get to it because I tried really hard. I kept running and running and running, and I kept banging my nose on the glass. And then by the time we'd left, there was like squishy, snotty marks all over the glass between me and the panda bear. And the panda bear just kept looking up and chewing on its bamboo, and I was like, oh, it looks so delicious. I just want to eat it. I just want to eat it. Didn't tell Leo. Leo just grimaced at the memory of Tucker repeatedly running at the glass window, trying to get through it, over and over again, as if it wouldn't sink in that he couldn't get in. But Tucker had spotted all the stuffy bear pandas, and all the pictures of panda bears, and all the different things about panda bears on the table. and he just wanted to get over there and possibly eat one. Ella told William that he was a Scorpio, and he liked that because he really liked Leo. There was something about Leo that made William feel nice and calm, and he always reckoned that Leo probably had a really funny side to him that if you just tickled him in the right spot, you could probably get it out of him. That day, William found out that Leo actually likes a toy dinosaur. It's chewy and it's red, and when you bite on it, it squeaks. And Leo had brought it with him. So William spent like half an hour throwing the toy dinosaur all over the garden, and Leo was like a 2-year-old puppy, running around all over the place. You wouldn't think he was 10. He was bouncing all over, and his tail was up in the air, and he was as happy as anything, chasing his rubber red dinosaur. When everybody had been there at the fair for a while, Ella brought out a big tray full of churros and chocolate milk. Churros like you would buy at the fair. They were warm and they had cinnamon sugar all over them. They were like long sticks of donut. They were like a donut, but they weren't a donut. They were a donut that was like a long finger versus a donut that was round. But they tasted like donuts, except they had sugary cinnamon all over them. And they were perfect to dip in chocolate milk. Cherry thought that was better than the astrology. I'm so sorry, Ella. I'm so sorry. I really do love you and all that, but, I think, being a Gemini and all, I switched my characters, and now I'd just rather do Star Wars and chocolate milk and churros. Chocolate milk, churros and Star Wars. I think that's more my bag today. Rather than astrology and crystal ballies and all those crystally things. A lot of the time I pick up a crystal and I just go, oh, that's a bit spiky. I don't go, oh, this feels nice in me paw. And then I look at Vaya, and Vaya's over there going, oh yeah, this one feels so calming. And I go, what's she talking about? It's all prickly, just a stone. It's just a stone that someone found on the ground. But then Vaya tells me that it's not just a stone. It has an energy inside of it. And I'm like, what kind of energy? Is it like a lightsaber? Like a lightsaber energy? And then, Vaya just gets annoyed with me because I've gone off track. And then I'm thinking, I think I need something a bit more physical rather than have to tune in to the energy in my body. I think that's more Heidi's game, with being a Cancer and being a bit more sensitive. Heidi said, yeah, well, I am sensitive to things like that. I can feel different energies in different crystals. So maybe you're right there, Cherry. Cherry said, yeah, I think it depends on what face I've got on that day. And the other one that's sensitive and intuitive and, tuned into the environment and I don't know, like the pollution. Oh, some days I'm so tuned into the pollution. All I have to do is sniff and I go, oh gosh, somebody's not put the garbage bag away or garbage bin away. And then I'm like, gosh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. So I do know what it feels like to be very intuitive like you, Ella. Ella just gave Cherry the biggest hug and smiled as if to say, okay, Cherry, whatever you say. But really, she just loved Cherry for being Cherry. Cherry didn't have to be really well versed in astrology for her to be friends with her. That's the thing about friends. Heidi's different, Cherry's different, Vaya's different, Tucker is very different, Leo is different, William, the little brother, is very different, yet they all had the bestest day. They all have different qualities, but they all got along because they all just loved each other for who they were. And it's nice to have friends that are different. That's maybe why we have astrology signs. So that there's 12 different types of people. Even though there's billions of people that live on Earth, there's only 12 types. So if you think about it, all those billions of people, you're bound to meet people that are just like you, or that are very, very opposite to you. But that's cool too, right? Eventually, the cats left Ella and William's house, and they went home. Tucker and Leo went home. Ella and William cleaned up all the tables. Ella put all of her crystals back in her bedroom. She had a really fun day. Maybe when she grows up, she would think about being an astrologist. William decided he was going to be a writer and create his own type of Star Wars, a completely different series, a different version of something just as cool. At the end of the day, they went upstairs and brushed their teeth, showered off the day, jumped into their beds, and ended up falling fast asleep. The end.